Okay, now the next thing is you want to consider buying variations of your name to protect your brand from competitors and disgruntled people. So as an example, if the name of your company was DougsBurgers.com, okay? Mm-hmm. So that you went through and you're like, okay, make it memorable, Doug's Burgers, I'm Doug, it's Burgers, I think it's short enough, Doug's Burgers. And you bought DougsBurgers.com. You'd also want to buy DougBurger.com, right. DougBurgers.net, DougBurgers.biz.
What about the inversion of that? Is that something good or not? Like Burger Doug's?
I mean, I'd buy...
It's cheap insurance.
I mean, I'd buy all of it.
Yeah. Doug, D-U-G, misspelled Doug.
Now, a lot of people don't know where
D-O-G.
A lot of people ask you, where do I check to see even if something is available? I recommend that you would go to GoDaddy.com.
Right.
Can you pull that up real quick?
Yep.
And on GoDaddy.com, you can just search to see if the name's available. So let's go ahead and type in Doug's Burgers just for the sake of this particular. Come on, get it.
And by the way, I bought MoDaddy.com too.
See, you're that scammer guy. You're buying all the. Okay, so Doug's Burgers, it's available, right?
Good news.
Buy it right now, Jason.
So you can buy for $11.99.
You can make money,
and then you can buy Doug'sBurgers.net.
If you're a Doug out there and you want to sell burgers,
yeah,
good news.
D-O-G and D-U-G, Doug.
So I'm going to scroll down here, Clay. You're talking about the variations, right?
Yep. So you'd want to buy the .net, the .org, the. I don't know if you want to buy .xyz, but I'd buy .info.
Right.
You want to buy all that because you are eventually going to upset a customer.
Yeah. What do you say about the new trend that's coming out, which is name dot and the other one without a .com, .net, like Clay.Clark? You know, like life.church. That's what a lot of people are doing. Do you recommend that?
Okay, so there's like lifechurch.tv.
Yeah.
Where you don't end it with a .com, you end it with a whatever.
They put a dot in the middle, like Jason.Stewart. That's their domain name. Do you recommend people do that?
No, but I would recommend that you would buy all the variations that would be. So in this case, I would recommend you'd buy Doug's.Burgers. I would buy. I would buy anything that you feel like somebody would want to take related to your name. I would just buy that stuff and redirect it.
Makes sense.
The reason why a lot of people are going with like life, was it life?
Life.church. Yeah. Or lifechurch.tv.
Let's pull up lifechurch.tv.
They changed it to life.church.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. See, life.church. That's it.
Cool. And I'm saying to you that I don't have a problem. I'm not going to push back at that. I'm not going to say that's like a bad, horrible thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying is that you need to, as the rules, you need to reinforce the brand name. You definitely need to emphasize your city or region. You definitely need to make it memorable. So I would argue that's more memorable. Life.church, that's a great idea. Mm-hmm. Make it easy to type. That's, again, easy to type. Make it short. Great. I'd say make sure that it's not too similar to your competition's name. I think hopefully they've accomplished that.
Yeah.
And then consider buying variations. I mean, if you can buy variations, you just don't want somebody who's upset to take over your cheap. Now, on to our second point here. There's a lot of new domains, which is what you've been talking about. There's a lot of new domain extensions. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And so a lot of thrivers want to know, well, should I use them? So we're going to hop into that now. So Stu, some examples of the new ones you have is like we talked about here is .church.
Right. Yeah.
You've got .store.
Right.
You've got .online.
Yep.
You've got .life. You got .global. You got .today. .guru.
Right.
Why are people doing this? Tell me about why this is possible now and it wasn't possible 10 years ago. Why couldn't back in the day you couldn't do this?
Well, back when the web was created, no one could predict how big this medium would be. I mean, we're talking billions of websites at this point.
Yep.
So the number of domain names and combinations is running out. And xyz123.com is not so intuitive. So the ones that are left don't make sense, basically. Right. So to try to find a .com, you have to be really creative.
Look how expensive that is. .best.
Yeah, they opened up. That would be an auction. You have to buy that.
Really?
And we'll get into that. But these new domain extensions are intended to give you a lot more versatility. Like you see .vegas up there. There's .miami. There's all kinds of them now. Mm-hmm. And so, like you were saying, they can be good, but if you have a advertising over radio or TV or something where they have to remember the name and they go type it in later, you're asking for trouble because these are not extensions people know. If you said lifechurch.tv or bobsburgers.xyz, they may not have a clue. They're not used to typing that for 10 years or whatever they've been typing .com. So it is a little risky if it's not a click-based medium where they just have to click. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, as far as the domain extensions, I want to make sure we're getting this. You can choose these different extensions, and I'm not going to sit there and say your business is going to fail if you don't. What Jason and I are saying, though, is if you could buy DougsBurgers.com, just do that.
Yeah.
And then if you want to buy Dougs.Burgers, so it's just www.dougs.burgers, that's okay. What we're saying is, if you're on the bleeding edge of technology, if you're on the edge of technology, if you're at the very, very, very absolute forefront, usually you don't have any success until it becomes common.
Right.
So, just as an example, with Thrive 15, this is just a big example of just you get what I'm saying. Thrive 15 is a place where people go to learn what they need to learn online. It's business education. We are at the forefront of that. So you get a lot of pushback occasionally. If you try to explain to your mom and dad, you're like, so what did you do today, Jose? And you're like, well, I was online learning how to start my business. They're like, so you're at business school? And you go, no, I was online watching do you get a degree? No, see, I own a business, and I'm just trying to learn how to fix my website. So do you get a degree? No, I'm just, how much is it?
Right.
It's $19. $19,000? That's a lot. No. And so is it 4 years? Is it 4 years, Jose? No, it's actually 15 minutes sometimes. Why would you do that? Do you get a degree? I mean, it's just people, they don't get it.
Right.
Now, people who've grown up with online education, maybe your mom's not, I'm not ripping on your mom, but I'm saying, but maybe,
okay.
My mom doesn't really get it. My mom's like, so you're on TV this morning? Were you on TV? I'm like, no, we were in a studio, and then it goes on the website. So it's on the web, so it's a website. Yes. With videos and on TV. I mean, you just kind of stop it. Yeah. So I'm saying when Glenn Beck left Fox and started GB TV, people began going, so it's a website. You're not on TV anymore. Well, you threw your career in the toilet. So you've got to make sure that when you're doing these domains, you're not on the bleeding edge. Now, younger folks, I would honestly say, but people 35 and under have no problem taking online classes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's just kind of a new concept for the older generation.
But
so
if it's left to you, what I heard you say is buy the .com first, because everybody's used to, for the past 10 plus years, doing .com.
Unless you want to fight with people about what they're used to.
Right.
Yeah, unless some people might be in a budget. So I heard you say get the .com and then protect yourself by getting the most common ones just to have insurance.
Absolutely. Protect yourself, my friend.
Protect yourself. There we go.
Boom. See, we need the first air horn of the morning.
There
Protect
you go.
yourself.
There you go.
Okay. Other items here. It says, if you use a new extension, be sure to also have a backup.com domain. You can redirect .com domain to your website, like we just talked about.
Right.
Point number 3. Why is a .com domain better? Well, most people associate .com with a credible brand, to your point.
Yeah, Nike or Apple. I mean, that's what people have been hearing for years, .com.
Yeah.
They're used to that.
It's kind of, it seems a little sketchy if you're not a .com. And most people are not web savvy. So the not .com domains, are what they're when people think of the .com, that's what they're used to. If it's not .com, they go, "Is this real? Is this am I going to get a spider scam? Is this
or a virus?
Virus on my computer?"
When I hear a radio ad and it's something plumbing and they say .net, I go, "Oh,
they're just getting started.
He just couldn't. He didn't. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
It's kind of, and again, I'm not trying to kick the dead horse. I'm trying to make sure that everyone gets this. For the same reason that the ebook was a super weird idea a decade ago, that's why this is a weird idea. Now, in a decade from now, people are going to go, you remember when they used to have books? Like paper hog? I never had a book. So you got to think about that, okay? So moving on to the next one. So are keywords in my domain important? Are they important?
Right.
So, Stu, we're going to go through the kind of the rules. I want you to unpack them here for me, okay?
Sure.
So one is a key-rich domain names used to be important, but recently Google updates have penalized domains that are seen as too spammy. Wait a minute. You guys told us earlier that if we did Tulsa.mortgages, that was a good thing.
Right.
Well, that is accurate.
Yes.
But let's just give you an example of something that would maybe just kind of make up one that would be kind of spammy, where Google goes, hey, that's a spammy domain, bro.
You used an example earlier of a super long keyword, dense. Do you know?
You in New York, we've talked about this, and we had the discussion, and you know what I'm not mentioning your name, but I'm saying you, whatever gender you are, because I know people can probably find you because your account, you know what I'm saying. You've got 7 words in your domain because you feel like, because you're in New York City, it's super crowded, that you've chosen to go with a 7
Wow.
Seven words.
Lucky 7, man.
No, seriously, because they sell a product in New York.
Oh, man.
And they realize that it's very hard for them to compete. So that their thought was, I'm making up the example, but it's like best burgers in Brooklyn, New York.com.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So back to you.
And that used to be awesome.
That used to be hot sauce.
5 years ago, 10 years ago, you used to be able to rank really high, really quickly with a really keyword dense domain like that. But these days, there's a line that Google has drawn, right? And they all the time they're updating their algorithms and the rules.
Let me say this.
Very careful.
This used to be awesome in the way. I want you guys to picture this. Okay, this is.
Here we go.
Wham! Used to be awesome.
Did they?
And what happened was you would no. I mean, if you were like the hot sauce boss in the '80s, you'd invite a lady over. You know, it's in the context of marriage. Okay, so you invited your wife over.
Right.
Because and she lives with you, so you just said, "Hey, we'll go on a date tonight." But you'd kick on this song, and she would go, "You are the smoothest criminal in the whole world. Do you want to make baby number 6?" You're like, "Whoa, lady, I've got things to do." But that used to be the song that would kickstart a good evening back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I was conceived to. Oh yeah. What I'm saying, that used to be the thing. Like having a mullet was a thing.
Right.
Now you're going, hey, I don't want to see all the chest hair necessarily, and I don't necessarily want the mullet. So it used to be awesome, and it's not awesome anymore. So we're not going to forget where we came from. I'm just saying, just don't do old school moves that don't work, okay? Now, next thing, okay, is that Google updates, like I said, they've penalized some of these. But also, if you do use keywords in your domain, make sure your brand is also featured prominently in the domain, as we mentioned before. So it could be called like Prime Lending. Right. TulsaMortgages.com.
That can help break up that kind of spammy effect if you have your brand in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spammy is just where it's like scammy. It's just like you're trying to trick the world and you're trying to play little games, and don't do it. Okay?